Have you ever wondered why Horimiya is so insanely popular? According to AniList and MyAnimList stats, it's in the top 15 most read manga of all time. That's right up there with giants like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Berserk. And it's the only romance to make it that high. And yet, it doesn't have Kaguya-sama's clever comedy, or Fruits Basket's magical heartbreak. It's a simple story, no supernatural gimmicks, no wild plot twists. So why are people so in love with it? Maybe it's because Horimiya isn't just a romance, it's a story about learning to love yourself. About becoming someone you like being. It's about growing up. Horimiya has actually been told at least 5 different ways. First, it was a funny little webcomic on the author's personal site. Then it became a short 6-episode OVA called Hori-san to Miyamura-kun. After that, it got a full manga adaptation, with gorgeous art by Daisuke Hagawara. Then came the Cloverworks anime that probably introduced it to most fans. And in 2021, we got a dramatic TV version that even hit movie theaters. It starts like your typical high school rom-com. She's the perfect girl. Smart, helpful, always turning down boys left and right. He's the quiet weirdo in the back row, always buttoned up, never talks to anyone, full-on introvert vibes. But of course it's all a front. Hori skips karaoke nights and high school fun to take care of her little brother. And Miyamura, sure, he reads manga but he's no nerd. He's got tattoos, piercings, he's actually pretty cool if you get to know him. One random encounter, and they discover each other's secret lives. And from that moment on they start spending more and more time together. It's just the two of them, their secret, their space, and slowly, that connection grows into love. But Horimiya isn't just about getting together. It's about being together and what happens after that. We watch them grow, they stumble, mess up, support each other, and figure out what it means to be a couple. And it's not just about Hori and Miyamura. We get to know their friends too, tough girl Yuki, kind-hearted Taru, the whole quirky student council gang, and a dozen others with messy real personalities. And the relationships? They're not the goal. There's no perfect couple kiss at sunset where the credits roll and everyone's happy. In Horimiya, love is just the background, the canvas for all the small moments, the awkward jokes and the quiet growth. At the core of it all is acceptance. Learning to love the parts of ourselves we try to hide. That's what drives Horimiya. That's what makes it special, and no one represents that better than Miyamura. Middle school was hell for him. He was bullied for being quiet, ignored, mocked, accused of things he didn't do, like the time he was blamed for letting a class pet die. The pressure crushed him. He thought the only way to survive was to disappear, to become invisible, to not be a burden. But bullying doesn't stop just because you stop fighting back, it gets worse. And soon, the world felt like a prison he couldn't escape from. So, he changed. He pierced his ears, got tattoos, tried to grow up way too fast to be someone else. Someone cooler, stronger, untouchable. But no matter how much he changed on the outside, inside he was still that scared, lonely kid. And worse, he started to hate himself. Hate his classmates, hate the people who found love, made friends, or just seemed okay. Eventually, he hated life itself. At his lowest point, Miyamura even thought about ending it. So he transferred schools. A fresh start. Far from anyone who knew him, he covered his piercings, hid his tattoos, and pretended to be just another quiet kid in the back of the class. Then he met Hori. Layer by layer, she broke through his defenses. She learned about his past, his grades, his fears, his family. She found out he was scared of horror movies and love stew. And she didn't run away. She accepted him, all of him. But Miyamura couldn't believe it. He told Toru, the guy who also liked Hori, that she was only hanging out with him out of pity, that she didn't really like him, that he would never date someone like himself. Because deep down, Miyamura still thought he was that weird, worthless boy from middle school, someone who didn't deserve love. Then came a dream. His only friend from the past appeared and said something that shook him. When you doubt yourself, you're really doubting everyone around you. You're doubting Hori. Low self-esteem doesn't just hurt you, it hurts others. When you assume you're not worthy of love, you never let people choose to love you, and that's not fair. That dream finally gave Miyamura the push he needed, to stop hiding, to finally walk toward Hori and himself. Of course, it was an instant. Even after they started dating, Miyamura still struggled. Yes, he got a haircut, stopped hiding his piercings, started making friends, but even that's just another kind of transformation, a healthier one, sure. But the fear? Still there. He couldn't call his friends by name. He was scared to speak up. He constantly questioned if people really wanted him around. It took years. Years of high school, support from friends, a girlfriend who believed in him, honest talks, sleepless nights, regret and healing. Only at the very end did Miyamura finally stop pretending, finally stop running, and finally look himself in the eye. You're not turning away anymore. I want, I promise, and that message learning to accept yourself runs through every character in Horimiya. If Miyamura tried to run from himself, Hori, for example, never believed she deserved anything better. She took care of her brother, the house because her parents were never home. She felt like she had to be in control. But that's another story.